where our veterans' voices are heard. MBR Talk.
Hey, thanks for supporting our channel by watching and listening.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Yeah. NY born, NY built.
What is up, yo?
Vanilla
Happy
Gorilla,
Sunday,
Big Dog,
another Sunday
Untouchables.
with
Let's
your
go.
favorite
Step in the
hostess
ring like kings
with
of the block.
mostest.
Gorilla grip, Big Dog, never stop. Iron in the veins, no gimmicks, no props. This is hard work, black top and body slops. Ain't no flash, just fists and fake. We run through ropes like we run through
It
gates.
can't be. This is crazy.
Bond ain't fake. You hear that roar? That's the
And if
Empire
nobody at
shake.
home knows who
We
this
the
guy is, this is the Big Dog. And he did get a tip from the Brooklyn Prodigies earlier on that they had travel issues, but not due to them being scared or anything like that. But oh my gosh, the Vanilla Gorilla and the Big Dog and the Untouchables
Now we run
just
shows
inserted
like the city
themselves
ran.
into
Drop
this tag team.
elbows harder than a steel trash can. One shot, knock 'em flat on sight. Two beats bred for the spotlight fight. They can talk tough, bark loud all night, but in the ring, we bite and we bite right. We are untouchables, NY bred. Two fists swinging, leave legends dead. Joey bring the rage, Dave bring the brain. Together we storm like a runaway train. Untouchable, New York style. We on tap, we make 'em snap. We don't tap, we make 'em snap.
What is up, yo? Happy Sunday, happy fun day. I am here, Turnbuckle Stokes Pod. We are live on all the streaming networks. Y'all that don't know who I am the Big Dog, the Vanilla Gorilla, and the OG is in Turnbuckle Stokes Pod house. So, on that note, we have a very special guest. Not only is he cigar making, he is one of my best friends, my son's best friend, Mr. Rick, Chef Rick Rodriguez is here.
The interview of the week is brought to you by Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
And take that perspective. So, Mr. Rick, how is Flow Riders?
Bro, everything is good. Everybody's great. So, good morning and happy Sunday to everybody.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy Sunday schedule. And, I know you and the wife and daughter got things to do, but it's an honor to have you here with us today.
Oh,
And
cool. We're just cigar smokers. The only thing different versus me to you guys is I was lucky enough to be in the cigar business. That's it. That's it. Because if it happened to you, you'd be on this fucking seat talking to me about what you do for a living because I just was lucky to get in the business, sell some cigars, sell a lot of cigars, and got promoted to be trained as a blender. I'm not the smartest dude in this fucking room, but I know this. I'm luckier than you guys because I'm doing this for a living. It's still, 28, 30 years later, why me? Why me? Why me? I'm a fucking little sweet street rat from West Tampa. How do I make it all the way into the house and sit in the fucking table with all these masters that make cigars? Why me?
here's the reason why. Because you are slick Chef Rick Tobacco.
Mm. So I think what we did was share with you guys a couple of cigars. One, the first one I'm smoking, matter of fact, is the Chef Rick, and that's going to come out in the market. We started to ship it last week. And then the other cigar that we shared with you guys is the Barbershop. And that is going to come out in maybe late July, early August. Really looking forward to that because a lot went into that kind of story, that blend, white barbershop, all that. I worked very hard. Chef Rick was kind of easy. I knew I wanted to work with his new factory. And also, I wanted to stop the trilogy of Chef Rick. Started with Bolici, Devil Crab, Chef Rick.
Okay.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. I'm out of here. Fucking great interview. It's going to go downhill from here. So thank you so much. I'm signing off.
That's why I love you. So, Rick, here's my thing. So, you was on here with us last year, year before, whenever.
That was when
And
that was when
that's no. He retired. Then he went to work.
You're breaking up. So maybe speak closer to the mic because I'm not hearing you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes, yes.
All right. So the last time you were here when we had you on was the release of the Circle of Life.
Oh, yeah.
Which,
Wow. Yeah.
if anybody hasn't had that yet,
We got to.
go get that cigar because that cigar was absolute bang.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. Really, thank you.
Now, and it's funny because we had this conversation when I saw this drop. I asked somebody if this was a box press
Right.
barbershop.
Mm-hmm.
They told me yeah, and I go back to that conversation that we had in Butthead at Hat City Ale House when we talked about why the flathead became a box press
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
everything like that. And
Mhm.
I've passed that knowledge on to so many people that you gave me
Oh, bro. That's.
about the box press because
Mhm.
people are like, I don't know why I like it. I'm like, well, let me tell you what was passed on to me from
I love that.
Rick, who blended the flathead. And I told him, I said, originally, he told me it was supposed to be a regular round cigar. And his
Yes.
blender came to him and said, let me do something different and brought him the box press. I said, and then when he explained it to us, that you're not fully wrapped around the tip of the cigar. You have the side of
Some
your mouth open,
fresh air
but you're
coming
sucking
into
in the
you.
air at the
Yes,
same time. I said, that's why box presses are always a lot cooler burn and you get a lot more flavor.
for sure.
I'm like, yeah, and I said, this is coming from a guy who blended that whole flathead series
Mhm.
that is all box press.
Yeah. So, again, those are lessons that were kind of given to me to pass on to anybody's interested. The knowledge is coming out of my head is not, like I said earlier, not because I'm smart, because I was trained from legendary, foundation people. What we're doing today is the reason we're doing it today and enjoying cigars the way we do enjoy cigars today is the foundation was laid by these true legendary guys, Hall of Famers. And I was lucky enough to be trained by 4 Hall of Famers. So all these stories, all this knowledge coming, it's not me. It's not me. I didn't read it. I didn't study it. I just was in this room listening to all these legendary people talking about what they do for a living. And once in a while, they'll look at me. Do you want to know something? Yeah, I'm going to fucking close this. It's hard because I'm a salesman. I'm going to close this and open these. And they just pour this knowledge into me. And so, yeah, again, a box press cigar, the original flathead was going to be round. It was burning hot in my mouth, not delivering the flavor I wanted from the tobaccos. So the roller that had been rolling with me for years said, Ricky, box presser. Never thought about that. I thought we had to change the blend to cool it down. And no, just box press it. And I remember the lesson. Okay, I understand the reason. Let's try it, and it does work. And what it did was cool that cigar smoke in my mouth because of the openings that were receiving fresh air when we're drawing in the smoke, and that allows that smoke to cool down, thus more flavor. Kind of like this: a hot pizza out of the oven. It's kind of fun. The cheese is melting. You're trying to bite it. Yeah, it's so hot, but let that pizza cool down. Bring it out of the fridge. You taste the crust. You taste the sauce. You taste separate because it's cool and they're going to shine. So if I can cool that cigar smoke down in your mouth, you're going to receive more flavor. Bro, I know. I'm sorry. I know that you didn't think it was going to be a school lesson today, but I have stories too I can fucking share with you. But
Listen,
these are the things that I think your listeners deserve to hear. Uh, what I'm realizing in the world today, there's about three types of blenders or owners. Showmen, that's all they want to do is get out there and show you an act, some, and they just talk to you. It's an honor to, breathe my smoke. You're around me, you know what? And there's teachers, and there is just people that don't feel or understand how to get the message across. There's some blenders out there I've met, bro, horrible at events because there may be more Latin. They only speak Spanish, so they're very worried about, and so they're kind of timid. And there's a showman that's just out there talking bullshit about what he does and what he doesn't do, and then the teachers. And I think my group, what I was taught, I want to fall in that box of a teacher, because bro, there's so much that you need to know about cigars to enjoy them more tomorrow than you do today. And if I can't help you, let's do that.
so so tell us and the viewers that are watching about Chef. Tell us about how you came about with the Chef Rick and how you came about with the barber. Let's start with the barber. Let's start with the Chef Rick.
The Chef Rick, again, we had this. I love trilogies, bro. I just, that's one of the things I carry with me from General Cigar. They love trilogies. It just puts these stories together. It gives you more time than one, kind of name or story. And it's like you want more from that story, especially if you understand it and dig it. So I love trilogies. And so we started this. You can't come to Tampa. Everybody can't come to Tampa. So what do we want to talk about in Tampa? Everybody knows Tampa, cigar capital of the world. Okay, they know that. They know that. But what is Tampa? Who we are? You tend to show off your city, your state, your county, uh, but food. Because if I visit you, okay, we'll smoke cigars. Cigar shops are all the same. So, okay, I don't know if I'm in Philly, New York, Tampa, LA. I'm in a shop. They're all the
Right,
same.
right.
They're all the same. So, what do you do to impress me? Hey, let's go and eat. I'm going to show you something who we are through our food. So, we created this series, and we started with boliche, is a Cuban roast, devil crab, and then we had to finalize that. So who created that devil crab and boliche? The Chef Rick. Chef Rick does it. Why Chef Rick? Because if you look at what I do for a living, and I say, okay, I'm a blender. Once in a while, there's a smart guy that raises his hands and these events and say, hey, one question. What is a blender? Good question. Good question. And so I'm responsible to create the blend that we're going to showcase. Now I work with a team of people, tobacco people, but I'm the kind of king that leading the charge for that blend. So if you look at me, I'm like a chef. And instead of using fish and chicken and beef to create a meal, I use tobacco to create a cigar. Same kind of thing. Oh, I want this flavor, this body. I want spice. I want coffee notes. All that bullshit you think you taste in cigars is all bullshit. But oh yeah, I'll give you a molasses with a finish of leather and a hit of paprika. What? Okay, I'll do that. And I know that tobacco's to research for to give you. So Chef Rick is just the ending of the story. And Chef Rick is kind of, we started this kind of series of ask the chef a question. What do I do for a living? How do I do it? And that turned into the series of cigars. And we, ended that trilogy with Chef Rick.
Now that I remember when the Blochi came out because I was in. We were down in Asbury Park. We went to the cigar shop down there where we interviewed. I forget who it was. I forget the name of the shop, and excuse me for that. But Rami was there
Mm-hmm.
when he was with you.
Mm-hmm.
There was another podcast there, and that's when I had first seen the Balochi cigar.
Uh-huh.
And when I was asking them about it, and they were telling us how it was a limited run, and it was a limited release to get your hands on it. And of course, me being me, never actually bought it like I normally do when I see limited run stuff. But
Good.
everybody that smoked it that I know has raved about that cigar. They wish it was, still out. They could still get their hands on it. And then when you had
Mm.
released the Devil Crab,
Mm.
that size of that, I call it the little flying pig size,
For sure. For sure.
was very intriguing to me because, I remember at General, there wasn't too many of those around. And then when you released that,
Mm-hmm.
you could kind of see where your creative freedom came in, that you can kind of do what you want and create sizes that you may have not gotten to work with before.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Yeah.
for the people at home, what was it like trying to blend a size of cigar like that Devil Crab?
Not that hard. It's harder for the rollers to do their job than the blenders to do their job. Because you kind of blend it for that large ring gauge. So it may be a blend for something like a 54 to a 60, blend. So you need more power, you need more flavor to overcome the wrapper, whatever it is. So the blending part is kind of fairly easy. Now, do we have the rollers that can roll that size? So Garmendia, that makes a cigar, only has two out of the 22 or 24 people he has rolling cigars. So you have to be a level 7, kind of a master roller. So that was very nervous. And that's really the reason I never, I did some odd sizes with General Cigar. Um, Going back to my odd size that I make La Gloria, when I was blending for La Gloria. But it was never popular. And I didn't, at that time, I didn't want to copycat anybody. I thought it was like bad to copycat, not an honor, bad. And now I realize that no, it's an honor when somebody wants to copy like the flathead. When we had the flathead, you don't know how many people, how many manufacturers, hey, bro, smoke this. What is this? My version of fucking flathead. I want some of that fucking pod pro because you're fucking blowing up. Okay, good luck. Good luck.
Yeah.
You're not going to do it, but good luck. But what an honor. What an honor. And so now I look at you when you say flying pig size. Yes, give fucking that company the credit. You give, Jonathan Drew the credit. Yeah,
Right.
bro, you made that fucking size popular. Everybody's going to, if it's good, everybody should want to copy it.
And that's the thing, is that's, I think, what a lot of people misunderstand is, even, through when we first met, telling you we were doing cigars and looking at doing stuff like that, like you said, these sizes, a lot of people try to either do what somebody else did and it's not as good, or
For sure.
mimic what somebody else did. And, like you said, if it's good, it's going to catch fire. It's going to catch fire, and it's going to hit the market, and it's going to go fast.
Bro, I'm a band. I'm a band that wants to write music and play my concerts for my fan base. But don't kid yourself. Once in a while, I'm going to come on that stage and have a cover song. Oh, hey,
And it's
bro.
good.
Exactly. This is the fucking music, the song that I was listening to back in the day that helped me beat today what I'm at.
Right.
So let's do this old song from the 60s. Like, what the fuck? What? But that's a cover fucking song.
It
And
is.
so
And
that's exactly what we do. And so I think more manufacturers, the older regime, took pride, and they thought you're in their kitchen and they want to slap. But the newer guys, it's 20 to 10 to 2-year-old manufacturers are like these chefs today. They're all inviting each other to their kitchens and cooking together and showing off their talent together. And that, I think, I'm old school in a lot of ways, and I'm my new school because of West Tampa. If I was still with General Cigar, flying pigside, no way, no fucking way. But for me in West Tampa, okay, bro, I love General Drew. I want to fucking copy something, and hopefully, it's going to be different. I know it's going to be a different style, different flavor, but the size represents my respect for Jonathan.
So let me ask you this question, because OG's sitting here,
Mhm.
and OG has smoked your devil crab. I'm going to let
Mhm.
him take the mic now. Hold on.
Okay.
Hey, Rick.
Hey,
Nice
bro.
to meet you finally. I've been dying to meet you for a long time here. So it's good to meet you. Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
had the devil crab, and that is a power pack
Yeah,
little cigar.
yeah, yeah,
Absolutely
yeah,
fantastic.
yeah,
Did
yeah.
a great job with that. Dave already asked the question I was going to ask. Was
Mhm.
basically the same thing, just about how that came together. You already answered that question,
Mhm.
so
Mhm.
he stole that question from me. But listen, I'm just a big fan of yours, and
Oh, bro, thank you.
I'm
Hmm.
just gonna hang back and listen to you because that's how I learn. I learn
Yeah,
by
bro.
listening. So
Love that.
I'm gonna give the mic back over to one of the boys, and if I've got something to ask, I'll snack the mic from him. So,
All right.
but nice
So
to meet you, my man. Nice
thank
to
you,
meet you.
bro. Thank you so much. But I can share this. When we did, like Felicia was one and done. The reason we can't do it again is hmm, we're all family, right? So we're going to keep this to ourselves. What I want to fucking share with you guys. So when we're starting West Tampa, when everybody heard that I was not retiring from General Cigar, but I was going to do my own thing, we were flooded with calls from factories, manufacturers. Hey, bro, hey, I want to work with you. Let's make a cigar together. And I was overwhelmed. But I said no and no and no and no, because a lot of these guys were the big guys, the big major players. I mean, major players contacted me and said, hey, bro. And I said to my partner, they don't want to work with me. They want some of that numbers that we created for CAO. That's all they want. They want that fucking numbers. And so if I go to with the bigger guys, I'm just that, a number. And if I leave or the company doesn't take off, I don't care. Ricky's gone. But I wanted to choose a factory. If I didn't make it, they will fill it. They would, oh my God. We had so much eggs in that basket called West Tampa. What do you mean it's not working? And so, and they try so much harder to give you product that the other guys like, here it is, bro. And about 6 or 7 orders later, it's all different. I know these guys. I know all these manufacturers.
right.
So that's the reason I choose. So, okay, it's based in West Tampa, and I heard that Oliva, the growers, not Oliva, the cigar guys, wanted to get into the premium side of the business because they're known for grown tobacco. Number one, they're great growers. And I got to know the Olivas through General Cigar because we bought so much tobacco from them. And Johnny Oliva, Trey Oliva, great guys in West Tampa. Matter of fact, the factory that they own today is the factory that my grandfather last worked in West Tampa. So I have
That's
this
awesome.
connection. Yeah, bro, this story is just this fucking story is almost make believe because the way it's lit, there's no way all these stars can align. Okay, so I called Trey Oliva. I say, bro, I'm doing my own thing. Oh my God, bro, it's great. And I say, hey, bro, I want you guys to make my cigar. He was, wow. Let me talk to everybody. And they got on the phone. And I remember Johnny Oliva, senior, says, hey, let's have a meeting in my office and bring some of your cigars. Ricky, I know you by this. Hello. Hey, bro, how you doing? Good, good. At the trade shows or at events, but no, nowhere's that we sat down together, got to know each other. So Johnny Oliva said to me, I don't know you. I've never smoked any cigars. So, and I brought him everything. Osa, Polone, Amazon Basin, the Flathead series. And I lined these cigars in this table. And those, I think 4 guys against me. And they're all smoking these cigars. Bro, these are good. I said, bro, whoa, this is General Cigar. What
Right.
you're going to give us, I hope, is different than this. Because if you're going to try to copy this, I don't want your business. Because again, I want to do something more. This is mine. This is mine, my partner, and my daughters. This is not General Cigar. No, let's work together. We started working on a blend for 6 months and created this blend. Bro, start production. I have 3 sizes. Start production. And they started. And maybe about 2 weeks later, my partner calls me and say, hey, bro, I'm trying to do some numbers, how much we're going to charge for the box. So nowhere's in the information is the cost. Can you call these guys? Bro, yeah, they're family. They want to they want it as much as we want it. So I'm sure they're going to sharpen their pencils and give me a fucking great number, like 50 cents. 50 cents. I can do anything with it. Bro, I called him. Hey, question. How's production? We started on the 6x60. We have made 50,000 cigars already, Ricky. One size. Stop. How much for that 6x60? Oh, you can hear these guys' calculator going off. Oh, you want tobacco in it? Yeah. You want a wrapper? Yeah. You want a band? Yeah. Cello? Yeah. A PR coat? Yeah. A box? Yeah. Boom. You got to be kidding me. No, bro. Not retail, wholesale. No, that's the price. Oh, so you want me to start General Cigar on West Tampa on a $28 cigar? That if I do it right, the right way to do it, it would be retail $28. Bro, I can't launch my company. I'm trying to give my fan base from CL to follow me. The land of $8 to $12 cigars. And now you want me to go into Popin or fucking, Davidoff and, fucking, no, bro, I'm not that guy. Stop, Ricky. Stop. But you have 50,000 cigars you need to pay for. Bro, I thought we're out of business. We're out of business before we ever started my business because I called my partner and said, bro, bad news. We have to sell this cigar for $28. This size, the 6x60, the bleachy. He said, bro, what? We can't do this. All right. So we need to find another manufacturer to work with today. So we'll talk about Garmendia later on. So I call Trey back and say, bro, bad news. We can't, we don't win these cigars. Oh, no fucking contracts. I'm not one fucking, it was all handshakes in that fucking office in West Tampa.
Right.
And I said, okay, how much do I owe you? You know the fucking price? Times 50,000 cigars. Bro, hands shaking writing that check. Here it is. Here it is, bro. I'm a man of my fucking word. I'm behind the 8 balls, not one 8 ball, fucking a fucking group of 8 balls. I'm fucking so behind, bro. But you know what? Here's the check. Can you do me a favor? Just shelve them for 6 months, and then I'll create something for that blend. Bro, 6 months later, we're just starting. There's no way I'm going to launch a $20, a $28 cigar. And so 6 more months, a year turned into 2 years, turned into 3 years. But Olivas are such a fucking beautiful handshake company. Put those cigars away for 3.5 years for me and charge me $0.
So on that note, Rick, we're going to take a break, and we're coming back with Mr. Rick freaking the Chef Rodriguez. Coming back. Turnbuckles and Stogies Pod, baby.
Hombre muerto.
Dead man. 10 years hard time for something I didn't do. You've been living on easy street. Now justice coming to you. You're a dead man. You're a dead man walking.
what is back? We got Turnbuckle Show spot. I am the big dog. We got OT and Turnbuckle Show out. And today we have our best friend. And I mean that with all my heart. Rick is one of my best friends. I don't call him like I should, and I should. But let's talk about Chef Rodriguez. I want to dive into the cigar that you're smoking, Rick. Let's get into it and tell us about that, please. By all means, sir.
So I'm smoking the Chef Rick. And one of the things starting to do is not give out information about the blend. Uh, kind of done with that because it really doesn't mean anything to anybody. It really doesn't. Because again, a cigar should be judged by your mood, by your environment, and by the flavor, not the owner, not the story behind the fucking name, and not the blend. And so if I can take the three out of the way and just let you smoke that cigar for the first time, the second time, and just environment, your mood, and the cigar, you'll be able to judge that cigar much more positive or negative by not knowing the information. Because if I share, or anybody shares information of the blend before you smoke it, you're going to you're going to prejudge it before you light the cigar. Oh, you are having a wrapper from Ecuador? Love Ecuadorian Sumatra wrappers. Okay, that's not. But what's about the blend? Oh, it has some SLE in it. Oh, I don't like SLE. What do you mean you don't like SLE? Well, I did smoke a one from XYZ, and I don't. Well, you don't like his version of pizza. He works for Pizza Hut. That's not a pizza, bro. Let's go to Joey's fucking place and let him fucking make a pizza. That's a pizza. So you can have a bad experience because that particular blender or chef didn't know how to work with that tobacco. So that's the reason. So right now, I want you to pick up the cigar, and the information will be out there. You can fucking find it if you want to, but don't do it because even a blender like me, when I see another blender and we're talking at the trade show, what we're gonna do, it's like a fucking face off in an old Western. I'm going to reach for my gun and pull out my cigar. Here's mine. And he's going to reach for his. Here's mine. And we'll exchange the cigars. And never once I have ever been asked this question. What's the blend? They just walk away. And I walk away and I smoke it. And then I talk to them. Hey, bro, very like the cigar, very light, very spicy. What's the blend? Oh, you had a Cameroon binder? I don't like Cameroon, but you just showed me something. I like it in your hands. And so that's the reason. So I want you to go out there, seek out the Chef Rick, experience the cigar for your palate, your mood, and your environment, and then find out, oh, bro, I love this cigar. And sometimes you're going to realize, oh, I didn't like these two tobacco. I thought that's going to open what? Your humidor much more to you because you're not prejudging cigars before you smoke them. I can't hear it. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Mhm.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm learning how to use this microphone. I'm playing around with it. So I'm trying
Okay.
to find different settings. No, I like, when I don't know the blend, because again, the only thing I ever usually ask at most, I'm
Mhm.
like, what kind of
Mhm.
wrapper is it?
Yeah. I like that. Yeah.
And it's like, oh, it's an Ecuadorian Habano, or
Yeah.
it's a San Andreas
Yes.
Maduro, or
Yes.
okay,
Yes.
cool. Now I know at least what the
Yes.
wrapper is. I know I enjoy that wrapper anyway.
Hmm.
And then going into the cigar, like you said, without knowing the blend,
Hmm.
it doesn't give you, like you said, that prejudged notion of, oh, if something, cigar. People
Mhm.
think, oh, I don't want
Mhm.
because they don't like that. It's like, yeah, but just because you don't like that doesn't mean that's not a good cigar. Again, it's supposed to be under you're supposed to make that cigar.
Again, I think you guys need to hold that microphone very close or get another one.
Question.
But
Can you hear me?
again, yeah, I can hear you.
So, what is the difference in your Chef Rodriguez
Mhm.
cigar and the one that you put out, like the Jonathan Drew one, the Devil
Uh,
Print? What is
well,
the difference?
completely different wrappers, completely different blends, two separate factories. So, what I'm understanding, what Gentle Cigar taught me through training, they put me through this training was unbelievable. Because again, to make a blender, it's not that easy. You can't say, okay, read this book or go to this class and they'll teach you. So it was the first time that General Cigars ever taught somebody to become a blender. And so what it taught me is when I was in the DR for 6 months and I just wanted to go home because I, lived in the DR for 6 months and they allowed me to go home maybe 2 or 3 times through that 6 months to see my family for the weekend. But I was there to train. I mean, I swept the floors, picked tobacco, fucking every fucking process known to a factory, they showed me. And I have to work in that area for 2 to 3 weeks every, kind of step. But after my training, in my head, I was a master blender. My head was this big. Let's go. Let's go to work. You're not ready. What do you mean you're my 6 months? I'm ready. Let's blend a cigar. Bro, you have to go to Honduras for 6 months. For what? To learn their processing. How do they do it? Just because General Cigar owns these two factories doesn't mean they work like they're not McDonald's. We have one McDonald's in in the DR and one in Honduras. Now you're going to go to Burger King and learn their way of making a burger. So that taught me, even in a large company, they're separate. So I'm always seeking out other factories to work with that same tobacco sometimes, but in results are different. That's the reason. That's the reason we share these kind of these blends out loud. Oh, the blend is this. Why? Because we, as a manufacturer, I can't copy that. I know the farmer. I know your prime. I don't know one important thing: your fermentation process. And if I don't know that, I can get close, but no cigar. So that's the reason we do that. And so, what with the difference between not only the blend from Devil Crab to Chef Rick is different factories. And so it's going to be different. And working with this small factory that we're going to work with more often, I was impressed with what they delivered me for this style of cigar. I love the cigar. This is something so different from anything I've ever made in my career. So that's a plus for me, could be a negative for my fan base. I don't know. The proof is what in the pudding. Smoke it, and then let me know. But that kind of the difference is the blends, the sizes, and definitely the factors.
So, have you ever had a blend in mind when you started the process that all of a sudden, while you're making the blend, you come across something different that all of a sudden you switch mindset. You say, well, I had this in mind, but this came about, and I'd rather do this now.
That's a great question. That's a great question. No, no. But that's a great question. What happens is you have a target. The company comes to a target, or you create your own target with West Tampa. It's me and my partner and Sarah. So we have a target that we reach for. along the way, you're going to smoke cigars this way. Oh my God. Oh my God. Throw this recipe away. No, do me a favor, burn the recipe. Never let see the daylight again. This is horrible, horrible. But once in a while, you'll smoke it. Oh my, bro, this is a great blend for another project. So let's put that in our library of things that we can go back. So you have a little. You remember your mother and your grandmother had this little index cards for pies or for meals and all that. You just write that down, put it in a little box, and go. And maybe 2 years later, hey, the target is this, bro. Remember that cigar? Let's do that. And
Right.
that's the way. So yes, you do discover along the way if it will change your direction. If it does, you have to go back to the beginning. Does a name fit? Does a story fit? Is that, because you're going it the opposite way now. So just save it if you really enjoy it and release it to the wild later on. Yeah, great question. Great
So
question.
now, let me ask you this because
Mhm,
the Chef Rick comes in a
mhm.
20 count box, right?
50 count. 50
50
count.
count. So now that you brought that up, what was your reasoning behind doing a 50 count for the Chef Rick and then originally doing a 50 count for the Devil Crab?
We started with the Belici, and we knew that well, because we had 50,000 cigars, we need to get rid of them and get
Right.
rid of them very quickly. And so, all right, so Belici, again, let's go back to what I said for its price point. We lost money on Belici because we priced that Belici size to 13.99, 12.99. I'm sorry, 12.99. And so just want to kind of get our money back, and so we can buy more tobacco. So don't worry about making money off the project. And it sold out in about 2 weeks. Okay, maybe we have something. So the next project we knew Devil Crab was going to be the next project. Do we do it in a 20 count box and kind of step away from the trilogy? No, let's do it in a 50 count box. The success, and so Devil Crab was going to be one and done too, but the demand was so loud. We need more. We need more. Okay, let's do another series of 50 count. Another series of 50 count. Stop. The only complaint I was hearing, hey, bro, I want to buy a box, but 50 cost me about $700 to $900, depending on my taxes and all that. I can't buy $700 box right now. So if you can make a smaller box count, okay. Now you can go to the market and buy a 50 count box or a 20 count box. And so we think if the success that we think the fan base of West Tampa is going to smoke the Chef Rick is a bro, we need more. This is sold out. Okay, we'll do another 50 count run, and then we'll start to, can we make this full time? And again, a 20 count box. Well, do that with Belici. I could. I could again, but again, remember, we buried that cigar for 3.5 years.
Right.
So if I introduce that cigar today and they're saying, oh, it's going to be Belici of the, what? It's good, but it's not the same. What? Oh, so I didn't have the time to age it for 4 years again.
Right.
So that's the only kind of holdback that, because Belichi was the same thing, bro. Like you said, Big Dog, where's mine? I didn't fucking buy one. I didn't smoke it, bro. I still have some. So if you guys are good to me today, only ask me good questions. I'll send each of you guys one.
That's all. That's
But
all I ever do is ask good questions.
yeah,
Come on now.
but that's kind of the story about the size and the count of the box
Oh,
right now. Yep.
that's actually interesting because when I seen they first came out in 50 count, I'm like, oh, Okay, I'm like, that's an interesting, take on a box. And then, hearing why you kind of kept it that way, going back to the boliche, it
Hmm.
makes sense. And like you said, the market is there for it. So now you made it a little more cost affordable to be able to do a
Hmm.
20 count box for people to go out and purchase.
Exactly, exactly. So, you know what? Again, stolen, size count boxes. I knew that, you know, Rocky Patel made his company. And if you look at Rocky and really dig Rocky and say, Rocky, ask me this one question, answer this one question. What blend or style made your company? He should say to you, the 100 count box of,
The
what
edge.
was it? The Edge made his fucking
Those things are
company.
all over the place. Smoke
Yep.
shops that have walk-ins
And
carry them.
just that's
Everybody.
bold to say fucking here's 100. I didn't want to be that bold, but 50 is doable. So that's the
Oh,
reason. Again, yeah,
that's crazy that, again, it was able to sell out so fast
yeah. Hmm. Hmm.
and that you were able to continue the trilogy with it
Yep.
and end it with the Chef Rick, which I probably will smoke after the show because I got some wrestling to watch at 2 o'clock. So, you know,
Clean that palate
of
because
course.
that's I think I think that the barber shop will affect. I rather you, bro. I'm sorry. Sent you one each. But at that time, I didn't really have a. I just got an order of these cigars. Uh, but if I was you, bro, smoke that first cigar tomorrow morning or this
Okay.
first cigar to really experience that cigar because we all know the first cigar of the day is the fucking best cigar of the day.
Right.
And after that, we're just smoking because we enjoy it, we love it, and we just continue it throughout our day. But
So,
after your fifth or sixth cigar of the day, we're just smoking to smoke.
yeah. Oh, for sure.
Now, okay, let's get into the barbershop.
All right.
Tell me how you came about the barber pole and barber pole, whatever he called it.
Right.
How did you come into that?
My fan base was always asking me this question for day one of West Tampa. When are you going to do your flathead? I said, bro, I'm never going to do a flathead series because I've already did it. And I don't want to shortchange you guys and just recopy something for me to money grab from you guys. But if I ever do a kind of a version of that cigar, I'll do this. Make sure it's different than that one. And so, yes, I use the same wrapper, but the fillers are different. The experience is different. And so that is what I wanted to create. So barbershop came. We knew that we wanted to do a box press, and we finally got a hold. It's very hard to get a hold of enough tobacco for broadleaf right now. It's very in demand and all that. So, but we're lucky to have some friends and started to feed us some broadleaf to the factory. And so, okay, we have the blend, we know the sizes, we know the style. It's going to, and then we've worked on it. That's the easy part. So now, what are we going to name this? And I love stories connecting history and bridging Ybor City to West Tampa. I love these stories because in my eyes, I own West Tampa. The Fuentes and the Newmans own Ybor City. So how do I bridge that together? And I was thinking to myself, before cigar shops were popular, started to be popular in the 80s, 90s, really took off in the 80s and 90s. Before that, where were the guys getting together to talk shit, to learn about life, to fucking just bitch sometimes, to, bro, bad day. I just wanted my haircut, and I know these guys are going to cheer me up. They're going to fucking cheer me up. And so I knew that barbershop in certain communities mean the world. It is their fucking ground zero to everything. Even with James, did that HBO. Where? In the fucking barbershop. Because that is where the guys get together before the cigar shops. So we have the name. We think we have the blend. Let's do it. Let's do it. And we launched it at the trade show, and it was a huge. I mean, maybe I think the number was 94% of everybody that went to the booth bought barbershop. That's bro. That is rare air to get 94% of your clientele kicking tires, just smelling the inside of the new car, but I don't want to fucking buy it. I'm just shopping. And 90% of bro, what? Okay. And about 70% bought Chef Red. Since then, a lot of shops were ordering because is shipping. But yeah, so we think we have something special. It's up to you guys. You smoke it. You tell me, bro. It's a good cigar. Is a great cigar a great cigar? That fucking great cigar. Is a 90 fucking 5 rated cigar? I don't fucking care about that. Do you enjoy it? Yes. You want to buy another one? Yes, I do. Perfect.
You just took me back to my teenage years when
Right.
I grew up in a small town, maybe 3,000 people in it. We
Right.
had the barber shop.
Right.
And the barber always had a cigar in his hand.
Wow.
Now, granted,
Wow.
cigars back then were
Right.
completely
Yeah.
different, but
Wow.
you nailed it. I mean,
Yep.
I'm right now in my mind going
Yeah.
back to being 14, 15 in the
Bro,
barber shop.
exactly what I want you to
cigar,
do.
All the guys were
Exactly.
in there. It just
Wow.
you nailed it. You nailed it.
Bro, exactly. It's not often you can name a cigar and get to your pit in your local cigar shop and sit there and look at the barbershop. Hey, bro, did I ever tell you the time my father went with me and
Yes.
it started that fucking conversation? And bro, and you're sitting there kind of still listening, but thinking of your own story that you want to share. So that is what we do when we smoke cigars. We want to get around and somebody's going to mention something, a key word, a key phrase that connects everybody. And that, if it's barbershop, bro, that's exactly what I want to do. Exactly what I want to do. OG,
No, so
thank you, bro.
as
Thank you.
OG was saying, he remembers going to the barber shop and his barber having a cigar. I told him, yeah, you can remember that because you're old.
Yeah. Or you still have hair. Even the fucking bald guys had a fucking shot at the barbershop back in the day.
Yeah, listen, you know what? And it's funny though you say that because I stopped going to a barber shop for quite a long time,
Mm-hmm.
and then I went back with one of my friends and started going to the barber shop and getting my hair cut.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, there's that atmosphere of just everybody's in there laughing, having a good time, sharing stories, telling jokes.
Right.
And you're in there talking to people that you probably never come across ever again.
Like your cigar shop.
Exactly.
Like your cigar shop.
And everybody in there is from all different walks of life. A CEO, a janitor, a podcaster, a nurse, a veteran. Ironically, I was in a cigar shop with a rabbi one day.
Yeah.
A legitimate rabbi. He was in there. He had his earbud in on his flip phone and everything, smoking cigars in the lounge. It blew our complete mind because you don't normally see people like that in the cigar lounges and stuff.
Yeah.
Whoa. And then it really puts into perspective that, you never know who you're sitting down with. You never know who
But this, after that conversation, we were all like,
oh, absolutely.
We're all struggling. We're all trying to do the same thing. We're working for our family, trying to make our family's life a little bit better than our parents did for us.
Yep.
That's it, bro. That's it. I've been all over the world. What the world hates is one thing: governments. People love people. I've been to China. I've been all over Asia, all over Europe. South America, they're all the same, bro. Just trying to work, provide, and be a good person. That's not,
100%.
I'm saying I'm going to be a good person 24/7, but I don't purposely go out to hurt anybody
Right.
with my stories, my speech, or with a gun. I just don't. I just
Right.
don't. I think we have more in common than that. Who do you vote for? The fuck do you? I don't
What's
fucking
up, Tim?
care. Don't care. You know.
Yeah. No, and you're 100%. And this cigar is. I was actually just telling my dad. People ask us all the time uh, to do reviews or top 25 lists or top this. And we've been doing this 4 years, and we don't. I've never done a list because, again, it's like you don't want to hurt people's feelings, but then it's like cigars like the barbershop or the devil crab or the circle of life, or we had crown heads on, and
Mhm.
John and his cigars. It's like we're smoking all these great cigars, and people are asking us for our opinion. It's like, oh, they were fantastic. Like, oh no, it's just because they're on your show. I'm like, no, if I'm telling you it's good,
Exactly.
there's a reason for it. I said I've had people send us cigars
Mhm.
that come on or that want to come on the show, and I'm like, well, all right. They're like, hey, I'll send you something to try. If you like it, let us know. And I've smoked them. I'm like, yeah, they're good. They're not for my palate.
Mhm.
I said,
Yes.
doesn't mean
Yes.
they're not for somebody else. I'm like, if you want to come on, that's fine. If not, we totally understand. But again, it's not just because it's not for my palate doesn't mean it's not for this person's or that person. And everybody's like, well, that's a nice way of telling them, it's not a good cigar. I said, "Hey, for somebody else, it might be. For me,
Bro,
it just didn't
one
hit my
time,
palate properly."
one time, somebody asked me this question: out of all the cigars you have ever made, and I thought, oh, okay, what's your favorite? This fucking common question. But the guy says, hey, did you like every cigar you ever blend? Really? Oh, okay. I have the chance to either lie to help my company or
Right.
tell the truth. I said, bro, no. I have created in my lifetime of cigar making 3 cigars that if you come to my house, I virtually have every cigar I've ever made that I can share with you. If you come to my house, I want a
Tim.
Cielo Osa. I have it. I have it. And I'll share with you. But there is one or two. Hey, you did XYZ. I did. I want to try. I don't have that. Why? Because I don't like it. So I only
Right.
carry in my house the cigars I like. And so, what do you mean? So, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like a chef, if you know a restaurant and you know the chef, go to that chef and say, hey, here's your menu. Do you like everything on your menu? He'll look around and say, bro, no, 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 no. What do you hate, bro? I hate fish. Stop. It's called Ricky's Fish House. What do you mean you no, I'm a trained chef. I live by a beach. What do you think I'm gonna fucking share with everybody?
Right.
Everybody's at the beach, they want seafood. So I'm gonna cook it, but I don't eat everything I fucking have in the menu. So just because I don't like it doesn't mean it's going to be a bad cigar. Somebody asked, what are the 3? No, 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 no. Because again, my words are powerful. If I say XYZ to you and you're going, oh, I kind of like this cigar. If you don't like it, should I like it? You're the master. You know more. So maybe I should not know. If you're enjoying the cigar, enjoy it. So 3 of the cigars are 2 are still in the market. One was off the market in the record time. It was called Concert. I'll say this: Concert was not a bad cigar. It was a bad presentation, and it
Now
was
I
a
can tell
FU
you,
a
'cause
failure.
I've texted you and I've smoked the concert.
Fucking love it.
It was an absolutely phenomenal smoke.
Fucking love it. Love it.
It and it was one of those that I was
So
looking
different.
around at that shop
Right.
one day, and I just like I want something I haven't had, and I'm like,
Yeah.
give me that. Let me buy that. And ironically, every time I go to buy a box from this fine, fine establishment where we've
Mm-hmm.
hung out multiple times at
Mm-hmm.
different
Mm-hmm.
events,
Mm-hmm.
I clear out Kevin's inventory of that size
Yeah.
unintentionally because I'm always buying the last size, whether it's the concert series or he had a box of the Hoya de Nicaragua silvers when those
Yes.
were
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
bought I bought his last box of those. Like he goes, every time you come in and you want a box, you buy my last one. I'm like, I can't help it. The one thing I did like that you guys did do with the concert, since we are on that subject, is when you did the sampler pack with the coasters in the back.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I did enjoy that because it gave me a chance to try all the different sizes,
Mm-hmm.
but it also showed the vast array of what is available for that size.
Yes. Yeah. I think that blend was a good blend for about one size. It didn't perform in the others. So it taught me a lesson. Benji Menendez, my old legendary, master blender that taught me what I do today, says, Berkey, I don't care who you are. You buy cigars this way. Eyes first, memory, and then taste. So if you have packaging that doesn't share your information you want to share with them, they're going to overlook it. So that packaging looked at like an amplifier. The original packaging was coming from China, and it was too expensive. So General Cigar said, "Yeah, we'll just wrap set a box with a picture of the amplifier," and it just looked cheap. And then it just looked like a gimmick, and people were like, "Nah, no, no, it's a gimmick." And so it was so bad. It was, by my fifth show, and I had scheduled about 50 events. The fifth show, I was calling my boss and said, I don't want to do another event. It's all bad news. Nobody's buying them. I mean, nobody's buying them. What the fuck? What are we going to do? I don't know. So I started to unwrap cigars in the car, unband them, put in my pocket, go to these events. Oh, concert. Oh, you can see these fucking guys smoking like, ooh, the face like, the fuck? No. Hey, bro, notice you didn't like a concert. Bro, I'm so sorry. Yeah, yeah. I'm working on another project. Smoke this one. He smoked, oh, this one I can get behind. Thank you so much. I'm going to create that button next year. And walked out to the rep and said, bro, see, packaging equals success sometimes. Same cigars, same cigar. I'm just pulling out the cigar that I unbanded in the car 5 minutes ago. And they're, oh my God, this is a great cigar. How about this concert? Buy one. No, bro, I can't. I can't do that. Well, okay.
So here's the question that I'm going to ask you because I asked everybody.
Okay.
How did you like when me and Joey showed up in Butthead on your last day for CAO?
No, bro, it was a great thing. It was surrounded by friends. Kevin is such a great guy. But surrounded by friends, I remember Micah Perez came over, a rep for us. Brahmi was there. Yeah, everybody, bro, it was great. It was great. It was great. And it was sad because I knew what I was going to do, but I couldn't share that information. And I remember, my last week I was crying and all that bullshit. Very emotional guy, so it's very easy for me to turn off the waterworks. And I was crying. "Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe one day we'll meet again." I knew exactly what Monday. Next Monday we'll meet again. I
Yeah,
fucking
because
lost.
you know what? Because here's the thing. So you retired on
Yeah,
Friday or
yeah.
Thursday. You texted
Friday.
Joey on Monday and said, "Are you ready?" And Joey goes, "What are you talking about?"
Mhm.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I know exactly because I remember we had met at the event. We had got to talking about cigars and stuff like that because we were looking at putting our own out. Which
Mhm.
we actually are doing. We've
Mm-hmm.
actually gotten to that point. We've made it to the testing phases.
Okay, love that.
We
Love it.
worked with somebody. The pricing was a
Good.
little high the way we were doing it, so we reworked it. We're working with somebody else to make it more cost affordable for everybody that
Good. Good.
wants to try it. But we had started talking about that and talking about our cigars and just becoming friends essentially at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, hey, listen, when you get your stuff, take my number. This way, I can try your stuff and whatever. I remember seeing your post about you standing in front of a factory and it said West Tampa, and I'm just like, I remember smoking a CAO. I think it was the Bones or one of the concerts, and I looked at my dad, and he looked at me. I'm like, there's no fucking way he's doing this. And I just remember texting you, and I'm like, seriously? And you're like, bro, I couldn't tell you. You're like, I wanted to, but I couldn't. I had to let it go until it was announced. I'm like, you just retired. You're like, yeah, and I just started again. You're like, I was retired a week. It was great.
I left Joe Cigar for one reason. I would still be there with General Cigar today. I loved it. I don't care what you think about General Cigar. They're too big. They don't care. Fuck you. I know these guys. I know this tobacco. They're the best out there. But you can drudge them because they're too big. They're like Amazon. You hate them, but you love them. You can't do business without them. But I knew this. If Sarah, my daughter, didn't mention to me through the pandemic, hey, Dad, I'm ready to get in business. Perfect. So she's traveled the world after graduating college for 10 years by herself. And we're, as a family, the only child we have is Sarah. And my wife are like, what the fuck? What's she doing? We're just going to start this career, this family. And so years go by. And so she says to me, Dad, I want to start my career. Okay, baby, you're like, great. What are you going to do? Oh, I want to get in the cigar business. Never once mentioned any desire to be a part of what I do. So that started everything. So without Sarah, there would be no, reaching out to Gus Martinez, my partner, and say, can you do me a favor? Very smart business guy. Create a kind of business plan to open a shop in Tampa. That's what we're going to do. And he wanted to be a part of this. And so about a week before, maybe 2 weeks before we're going to sign a lease in Tampa, I got a call from him and said, bro, I'm out. He lives in Richmond. I said, bro, how long do you think our business relationship is going to last if you're running the business, the shop, with you and your wife and Sarah, and I'm just here in Richmond collecting money from you? So I'm out, but I'll help you and Sarah. I said, bro, I know tobacco, but I don't know business. I can't do anything without you. So what are we going to do? I don't care. We'll just partner up and I'll send you money. Just pay the bills, run the fucking back office in Richmond. Nope. Not what I'm going to do. Have you ever thought of your own company? No. I'm happy with General Cigar. What? No. I had access to anything and everything. And so, no. And says, well, let me do a business plan. And said, bro, I think if we can do year 5, $2 million in business, we'll be okay. 5 years. It'll take us to do $10 million. We're past that. We're long past that because of success of great blends that we have. And so that's the kind of the story about West Tampa and how it started with a call from Sarah, stuck in Nicaragua. And so, hey, I'm going to get in the business with you, Dad. Okay, let's do it. And I remember her say, just quit. I said, it's not that easy. We need money. We need a name. We need partnerships. We need a sales force, everything. Now, well, you let Gus figure that out and you do what you do. Perfect. We'll do that. And we took off. And so we're going to be 4 years old in June. Tomorrow will be 4 years old. So we started in May, but we started to ship product white and black in June of 2022.
Well, Rick, so I say this to these guys all the time. Like Joey Books and Dave Books, incredible, incredible guests. And the episodes that I love the most are the guests that are so authentic. I just got done saying to Joey, literally 2 seconds ago, I got goosebumps under my hoodie right now from listening to this story about you and about your family and about how West Tampa came about. So, like along the lines of getting to know you more, because I do know you from social media and I know you through these guys who just absolutely adore you. I always ask this one particular question that's kind of off the grid a little bit. If you had just uh, an hour of your free time, where nobody's calling you, nobody's texting you, you're not needed for business or anything like that, and you could have one cigar with somebody, past, present, or future, you know who that might be?
My
What you would
grandfather.
smoke?
My grandfather. Because, yeah, bro. Mm, mm. Wow. My grandfather. Wow. See? See? Mm. Watermarks. But my grandfather and grandmother came from Cuba and struggled to make a living in Tampa rolling cigars. So they're rollers. Never once did they imagine this little kid of 2 years old, 3 years old. Both of my grandparents were gone by the time I was 6 years old. But I remember going to their house, my grandmother smoking one cigar a week outside in the backyard on a Sunday to watch us play. So we always went to my grandfather's and grandmother's for Sunday lunch. And one of her favorite things is let's go outside and you guys play and I'll smoke my one cigar a week. And my grandfather smoked one cigar every day after work. So I think to be able to mm,
I'm tearing up.
to be able mm, to say to my grandfather, look at me. I'm not a roller. I own a company, a global company, and I'm a blender.
Listen, bro, we love you. I don't care if you're a roller, you're a master roller, you're a binder, whatever you are. You are my best friend.
Bro,
Get
thank
that
you so
in your
much.
head, brother. You are
Yeah,
one of my best friends in the business.
yeah, yeah.
And when we come out with a cigar, I want your address because I'm sending you a
I
five
would
pack
love that. I
on
would
the
love
house.
that. I would love that.
On the
I
house,
would love
get
that.
the 5 pack. That's the
I
way
know
we
this.
do things.
I know this, guys. There's room for everybody. There's room for everybody. If you do the right thing, take care of your fan base and do not listen to the white noise. Oh, that guy doesn't like it. Don't care. Don't care, bro. That guy does. And that guy is going to get my attention. Don't worry about the white noise because the white noise runs everybody's life. It's all bad. Everything's bad. Everything. Don't fucking leave your house. Don't fucking buy anything. Everything's bad. You're buying that wrong fucking product. You're not supporting this, bro. It's just fucking a soap. It's just soap. I'm not fucking buying it to say anything.
Right.
I just want to clean myself. So the statements are out there. So for you guys to enjoy what I'm saying to you guys, thank you because it is from the heart. It's not, bro. It's you get exactly this guy. When my friends come over today, they get the same guy, the same guy. If they mention my grandfather, cheers. Yeah, you couldn't be proud of me, bro. Same guy. It's not a fucking act.
And
They're
that I've told
actors.
people that,
They're
since we
actors.
met
They're
you.
fucking teachers, and there's fucking players out there that don't know what to do. But I hope you know where I fit. I fit in a box called a teacher of life, teacher of my experiences. I should be under jail, in jail, prison, whatever it is. I should not be here on a Sunday talking about cigars because I had a beautiful wife that I were to celebrate 40 years of marriage. One day said, "What the fuck are you doing?" Well, I'm selling marijuana for a living. Okay. So you want me to introduce you as a drug dealer or just marijuana dealer to my father? You need a job. And so she corrected everything in my life. So
Just
the
tell her to
reason I'm here
introduce you
today,
as a street pharmacist.
bro, if I still had ability to get a Quaalude in my hands, I would be on a Quaalude right now. I love those little things
So,
back in the fucking 70s,
you know
bro.
what?
I
I
love
can't
this.
even ask you a question because I can't.
No, no. Like you said about being what you see here is what you get in person. I've told people that from, the day I met you and the time when we were at the bar and you kind of sat with us and, we're talking about the flatheads and your addict series and stuff like that. And I tell people all the time, I'm like, he didn't have to sit down with us that night and talk to us. I said, but he did, and it opened my eyes to a lot from there because
Mm,
I've actually taken, what I've learned from you and everybody else who we spoke to, and when I'm trying cigars or trying new brands, and if they make one in a regular size cigar and then a box press, I make sure to try them both
yeah.
because of what you explained to me and told me over the years about the different sizing of the box press and stuff like that, and it actually has helped me, and I've been able to pass that along to whether it's shop owners, smoke shops, people who are willing to learn about cigars. I always try to share the same information that was given to me with them because at the same time, you know what? I was fortunate enough to have it come from you. And now I'm like, I tell them, listen, you know what? This was given to me and information bestowed upon me from Rick, who blended, CAO and all these different cigars that are out on the market. And he told me this. I'm like, so let me pass this on to you. This way, if a customer ever asks you what the difference is, you can now explain it to them.
My belief. So again, the beauty of what we do for a living and the beauty of being just a cigar smoker and going to these events and meeting all these characters. They're doing what I do today for Rocky, for Bing, for everybody. They should say to you, hey guys, were you at the event with Ricky last week? Yes, yes. We learned so much about cigars. They should respond this way: throw all the shit out the window. He didn't lie to you, but he told you his truth, his beliefs. Now, I'm going to share with you what I believe is what I do for a living. That's the beauty. Because I'm not saying I'm right when I say this is Maduro because of the flavor. A lot of companies will take a dark cigar and say Maduro. Why? Oh, because it's black. Look at that wrapper. That doesn't mean anything, but that's their belief. So they're right. But I said, no, you have to ferment the tobacco to break down the starches to turn them to sweet tobacco. That's what I was trained. But if I was trained with another company, oh, we judge Maduro by color. Okay, that would be the gospel I would start to spread. And anybody say, oh, it's fermentation. What the fuck do they know? No, it's color based. But because I was trained this way, I share this information. Rocky Patel will share something else with you. And that's the beauty. He's right 100%. What he believes, the way it performs, the way he made it is right. Who means to say, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong? I'm right for my cigars. He's right for his cigars.
So I got to say this to follow up on the one cigar. My two would be my grandfather, who I never met. He passed away before I was born. From what I understand from my father is he was the boss. Like, I'm sure I probably wouldn't get a minute with him in heaven because he's probably busy right now telling God how to run things. So
Right.
I would have to pick, and this is God's honest truth. If I could have 1 hour with anybody on this planet today, it would be with you. It would be with you.
Bro.
My man, I am learning. I've learned so much in this hour and a half from
Mhm.
you just by listening. I really like. One day, if the four of us could sit down and have a cigar, that would be. I'd hit
Oh,
that
bro.
goal. I would hit that goal.
Yeah. Oh, well,
So
thank you.
I've been. This is the question I've kind of been asking everybody. Towards the end of the shows. Now that we've kind of spoke all about your cigars and stuff like that, what is
Mhm.
your favorite type of cut for your cigar, and your favorite type of light, whether it's a soft flame, a torch, a cedar strip, matches? What do you prefer?
I'm a typical American. I want to light my cigar the quickest way I can. And so, I don't take the time. I understand the cedar. I understand soft flames, what they do to the cigars, how they allow you to enjoy them very quickly, or you have to get through that burn part because we're all using the torches and all that. And so, cuts right now, if I'm out in the field, I've used my thumb. It was, taught to me by some legendary guys. So, how to, just kind of, rotate your thumb and pull that cap off and you have an opening. If I'm at home or, in the shop, I use the kind of the V cut, but I do it like a two times, a star. I want that airflow. So I want more of an opening. So if you ever look at my cigars, even if I use my thumb, I have a huge opening. I've never been a fan of punch. Doesn't say if you like punches, that's your style. That's the beauty of cigars. Fucking smoke them, cut them, light them the way you enjoy it. If you want to fucking take your old tennis shoes and burn them and fucking light your cigar because you think it offers you a little bit more leather, fuck it, I with the fucking mind to say don't light your cigar that way. So a V cut, but two times, and make that star and smoke that cigar. And I want to light it in less than 1 fucking second. So I use the biggest torch I can and create that forest fire. And let's go.
Rick, I'd love to have you back on my show again, brother.
We'll do that.
Thank you.
We'll do that, bro.
Appreciate you taking your time. I wish Sarah was here with us because I love Sarah. But
Yep.
hey, God bless you. God bless Sarah. God bless West Tampa.
Oh,
And make
thank
sure
you
y'all get
so
some
much,
cigars.
guys.
And go get your barbershop because y'all motherfuckers don't have it yet.
Yeah.
And so,
Take
guys,
care, guys.
it's been Turnbuckles and Stogies Pod. It's me, the big dog, the vanilla gorilla, the OG, and the man with the power of the hour, Mr. Rick Rodriguez. Rick,
Yeah.
thanks for coming on.
Thank you so much,
We
guys. Thank you
appreciate
so much, guys.
Tell
I
Sarah
love you
we
guys.
said hi, and we want her on
I
too,
will.
brother.
I will.
I love you, dog. We'll
I
text
love
in
you
a little
guys
while.
too much, and have a great Sunday. And I'll see you guys soon.
Cool.
All right, I'm out of here. Push this button right here, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Look at me. Look at me. I'm fucking AI, guys. Oh, all right. All right, bro.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Military Broadcast Radio. As we wrap up today's show, we want to remind you that the podcast of today's episode will be available right after we go off the air. So if you missed any part of the show or want to listen again, be sure to check it out. And remember, we're here to support and honor our veterans. Your stories and experiences matter, and we are committed to giving you a platform to share them. That's right. We're here to give our veterans a voice. So don't forget to catch the podcast and stay connected with us. Giving our veterans a voice.